Hi everyone, and welcome to Hidden Roles. I'm Rochelle.
I'm Brent.
And today's game is Megaland, where you take on the role of a player in the video game world of Megaland. In Megaland, you'll be fighting monsters and acquiring treasure in order to expand the city and collect the most coins.
Megaland was designed by Ryan and Mallory Lockett and published by Red Raven Games. A game for 2 to 5 players, it is a press your luck game where you try to traverse as many levels to gain as much treasure as possible.
Below, we have a 2-player setup. What's great about the game is that the setup is the same regardless of how many players you have. The only difference is how many character tile cards and character standees that will be present. You have 6 starred buildings right above here. Then you have your heart tokens, your jump tokens, and then your coins, which we keep in the accompanying case. You also have the heart cost card, treasure cards, the level tile card, as well as the actual level cards. You'll also select 7 buildings numbered 1 through 5. There are 17 different types of normal buildings, and you'll select 7 of them. They do recommend that you at least have one of each numbered 1 through 5.
Each player will also receive a player card, 4 heart tokens to start off the game. Everyone will also select a character to play throughout the game, and then you'll also determine the starting player who received the first player token. Megaland is played with no set number of rounds, with each round consisting of 3 phases: run the level, buy, and night. In phase 1, you'll decide whether you want your character to run the level by placing them on the level tile card. Each player running the level will then draw a treasure card and place it on hold above their character card. The first player will then draw a level card to reveal the encounter for that level.
The level cards vary and include monsters with differing damage represented by the skull icon. There are also no encounter cards, and then also extra treasure cards that can be found in the level deck. If you look on your player card, you can actually see how many of each are available for that specific encounter. When you encounter a monster, the number of skull icons present on that card is the number of damage that your character will take. You'll move the appropriate number of hearts to the right side of your character card to denote that much damage is taken. Once the level is resolved, each player will then decide to either continue or head back home. If a player heads back home, you'll remove your character from the level tile and take any treasure you've acquired, which will be considered safe. All other players who decide to stay will draw another treasure and a new level card will be flipped. If at any time during this phase, if you haven't returned home or if your character has no hearts left, you are considered fallen and you discard any treasure cards you drew for that round. Phase 1 ends when all characters have either fallen or returned home.
Phase 2 is the buy phase and begins with a starting player. On your turn, you can purchase as many buildings as you can afford from the available supply. When buying the building, the purchase cost is located on the top left of the card and requires that many number of unique treasures. You are only able to buy one type of each building, but you could buy as many different buildings as you're able to. Also on your turn, you could purchase more hearts using the heart cost card. Unlike the building cost, to purchase hearts, you need to have that many number of matching treasures. Once everyone has had their turn, it's on to phase 3.
In phase 3, the night phase, the start player changes to the person on the left. Any treasure cards you did not use will either have to be discarded or stored. You can store 1 treasure per building you own, and all other treasures that cannot be stored are discarded. You'll also check if any of your buildings have a moon symbol, which will activate that action during this phase. You'll reset your hearts and reshuffle together any used and unused level cards. Also, during this phase, if any character has 20 coins, the game ends. The player with the most coins wins.
And that is the game of Megaland, a press your luck game which will have you traversing the world fighting an eclectic set of monsters and collecting some of the most random pieces of treasure.